Oh, hi there. Didn't see you. Please excuse the terrible shadows around my eyes, because I planned this very poorly and didn't have proper lighting set up. I thought today I would do a brief Q&A video to answer some questions that aren't necessarily about me. What did I say? I'm doing a thing. She's always trying to steal the show. Don't. Anyway, let's get on with the Q&A. So, first one is these are all from. I didn't make these up. These are all from the Telegram group that I have set up for this video that I'm doing, and I'm sure everybody watching this already knows that. So just do it. What is your perfect day like? My perfect day is a day where I do something new, I relax, I play video games, and I eat wings, probably. That sounds perfect to me. Easy enough. Your house is on fire, animals and people aside, what do you grab? Let me imagine this. I am taking the dog on the walk or something, and then Jess says, Tyler, the house is on fire. What do I run in to get? My computer. Like my desktop computer. I gotta have those video games. Oh man, I really wish I had a better answer for that, but yeah, it's my desktop. What game do you wish you could act out in real life? Okay, so I've thought about this one before actually. And if we're talking about like what game world I love the most, it's probably something like a Skyrim or I don't know, some other pretty weird stuff, I'm sure. That doesn't necessarily mean I want to like live in that world, because I think doing random, or not random, but doing specific mundane everyday things in that world would be pretty awful, like trying to cook food using like fantasy, medieval kind of means would be kind of awful. I don't think I'd last very long in that setting. Don't. Uh, but but I don't think I'd necessarily want to live it. You know what? I guess Skyrim is the best answer for that one too. Man, if I had time, I could think. I should have pre planning would have been good for this, I'm sure. Um, what else do we have? Biggest regret in life so far? Probably not finishing school earlier, but I will say that has led to a lot of really great things. Really, it's led to like the rest of my life that happened after that. But one of the best things is that I'm even right now like experiencing new things and exploring new career options, and I love that. So that's pretty great. If your life were a movie, who would play you? I used to look really similar to John Cusack. So maybe him, but it would have to be like a movie of me like way later. Because I don't really look much like him anymore, and I have the beard now too. So, I don't know. A young John Cusack would play me like 6 or 7 years ago, is the answer to that one. Um, let's see. If I won $1,000, what would I do with it? The sensible thing would be like I would pay off some debt or like my car or student loans or whatever. But I'd get an HTC Vive. Jess is nodding her head because she knows that's what I would do. I'd get an HTC Vive, and then I would use the money left over to get a new graphics card. This has been very enlightening so far, I'm sure. Favorite memory with your wife? Gotta be the honeymoon. That was just like the most fun trip I've ever taken in my life, and I'm so glad we got to go on it. And just, okay, so like a specific memory from there being uh, in our in our room, which is usually the most boring part, but we were looking out through the window at this like what do they call it, promenade, and it's just like it felt like being on a busy city street kind of thing. There's like a bunch of stuff to do and a bunch of people out all the time, and every now and then I'd forget we were on a ship. it was it was nuts. It's one of those like larger than life experiences that sticks with you for a while. I have a same specific memory when talking or when remembering New York, and just getting from point A to point B, but just looking up and seeing these buildings that you know would be like unfathomable to somebody from a couple centuries ago fascinates me. I love it. Um, okay, just a couple more of these. Uh, if I could have, okay, if you could have any animal as a pet with all the necessary accommodations, amenities, shots, and so on, what would it be? I feel like I would have changed my answer for this a lot because I used to really be into the idea of owning a raccoon for some reason. Like I thought having a domesticated raccoon would be really cool. Um, I would probably love something like uh, some sort of uh, ape, like a chimp or like a I know it's not practical, but like a gorilla, because I love how how much like people they are, but they're not because they can't tell me stuff. That made no sense. Uh, I'm sure some of you out there have had a similar thought. Soft shell or hard shell taco and why? Well, okay, I prefer soft shell because with a hard shell you get like one or two really awesome bites and it's crunchy and it's satisfying, but then the whole thing falls back on your plate if you're lucky or on your lap, which is more likely. Uh, and that's the worst. The worst. It's the worst in the world. It's the worst thing that can happen to a person. So I tend to default to soft taco, but I do like the crunch of the hard taco. So I think Jess and I talked earlier about the whatever taco they do at Taco Bell, where they have both. That's amazing. Like hard shell inside and soft shell outside to keep it all together, I think is what it is. Ugh, awesome. I don't have Taco Bell very often, but I got a craving now. And we're gonna end on favorite thing I've done in 2017 so far. Uh, it's got to be this right here. I've done what day is it? 20. I've done 26 of these things now. That's insane. I feel like this is the longest I have consistently stuck to a New Year's resolution ever, and it feels great. And seeing that you guys love it too is like the cherry on top because it feels good for me to accomplish something, obviously, and I'd like to think that I would do it regardless. But thank you guys for watching all the time and for saying such nice things, whether it be like in the Telegram group or in the comments or whatever. Uh, yeah, it's been a good week and just a good month in general. I think, ups and downs, but it's gone pretty well. But this is definitely my favorite thing I've done in 2017 so far. Hope you enjoyed, and it's late, so I gotta get this one up. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Finger guns. Finger guns right to the stop button.